This is actually an excellent question. When the collapse in the when the collapse of the dollar, happens in America, that's going to obviously collapse the tourism industry. I'm reading the question directly here, which, okay, I'll agree to that, no problem there. Now, what about your area? Why are you different? Okay, great question. And I see 3, 4, about 7 relating along the same lines, more or less the same thing. Okay, great question. Here's where we're different. We don't export food. We consume it. It will always rain. It will always grow grass. Cows are going to eat the grass. They're going to make little cows. Chickens eat the worms in the grass and the stones. They make eggs. They make little chickens. We have about 25, 30 different vegetables and fruits around this little radius where we live. None of it is exported, okay? That's really important you understand that. There are parts of this country that export a lot. This is just not one segment, not one area. What we do is locally consume everything, and we have a lot of, on every street corner, mom and pop stores, you would call them. Here they're called colmado, and they're little grocery stores that 95% of their products are local fruits, vegetables, milk, and cheese. We make a beautiful, two types of beautiful cheese here. One is for cooking and melting, like an Italian melted mozzarella. One is to be enjoyed cold for breakfast with crackers or bread. They're excellent. They're all natural. And that's what these stores do. Now, as far as how are we going to be affected on that, we're all going to be affected on that. But what I want to make clear, with the aquifers and the fruits and vegetables, the one thing that we're not sweating out at all is food and water. And those are two of the most important commodities. We just released an article. Today is the 22nd September. Thanks to Sean again for SGT. And I'm sure it'll be on Brother John and Financial Survival Network. My buddy and I, Julian, went in a 4-day journey. So you see, we're talking from experience. We're not making comments from an armchair, you know. Like, I hate to say it, folks, but I'm just straight the way I talk. And everybody's a Dale Earnhardt or a retired Bob Greasy while they're in their armchair. And that's kind of, you know, it doesn't bother me one way or another because you live by your choices. There's no right or wrong. However, to really get to the nitty and gritty of it, the first day I went to 4 or 5 local colmados where my wife shops for some fruits, vegetables, whenever we need stuff. And what happened was I started to, here everything starts with general conversation, family. You're always going to get analogies when you get answers. It's the Caribbean way, the Dominican way. But then you can slowly start to dovetail into the area that you want. Now, it floored me. I encourage you to read this article because the years that I've been in the Caribbean, if I learned something about this, I think you're going to learn an awful lot about it. And the title was, I Just Experienced Perception of Value in the DR, even though I always knew what it was. When we started getting to the questions about what are you going to do when the US dollar starts to crash, how is this going to affect you? Now, what surprised us is everybody's been talking about this for over a year and a half now. And they've all decided a long time ago, the colmados are going to accept whatever currency, be it peso or dollar, and the farmers who grow local again are going to accept the peso or the dollar regardless if it's crashed in your country. The simple fact of it is they're accepting it when we translated it back to English because they know they can pass it on to the next guy, and for local foods, vegetables, and services, they will accept it. So when you really think about it, that's all that ever gave any paper currency value. You see, government decree established what it's worth. What gave it value is the other party willing to accept it. So I really encourage you to read that article, and we're coming out with another article about somebody who's been through 2 revolutions in this country, and about how you'll have black markets on every street corner here because the government and the police cannot enforce it. He's already been through 2 of them, and there was, sure, things got more expensive and gasoline was available in plastic 1-gallon jugs, but the point I want to make is everything was available. Then, at the end of that article, I'm going to fill you in on a plan I ran by about 8 or 10 expats living here, and they said, my gosh, what an idea. Is it going to work perfect for certain third world countries? This area of the Dominican Republic, every one of them I interviewed thought, what a phenomenal plan, and they never even thought about it. So keep your eyes open on that following article too, okay?